So Jimmy Kimmel, late night comedian. He's gotten we should just call it he got Colbert. So his show's canceled apparently, and of course every left winger is running out. Oh my god, this is how democracy dies, and blah blah blah. And yet these are the same people who celebrated Trump being suspended from Twitter. Were celebrating when Tucker Carlson was removed from on Fox News. They have no problem with oh no, but because it's them. It's different when they do it. You know, different with the D. It's different when they do it. So obviously they're saying, oh, they're suppressing free speech, and yet, guess what? It's a private company. And remember what you peoples on the left said? I remember people saying, well, it's a private company. They can do what they want. Well, he was working for a private company. They can do what they want. Also, if the other thing that they would throw out, if you have a problem with it, then start your own company. It's a private company. It can do what it wants. And again, the other phrase they would throw out, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. You know, so your free speech means that you can say what you want and essentially not be arrested for it and thrown in a gulag. But if you go on TV and start saying a bunch of stupid shit, don't be surprised when investors don't want you to be there anymore. Investors are there to invest, not lose money. I know. Who'd have thought? But here is the icing and the cherry. Just the whole fucking cake right here. Of course, his apology isn't going to mean shit if he does apologize. It's not going to mean anything. It's all fucking crocodile tears. These people who say that Charlie Kirk was nobody sat there and cried for George Floyd. That man was nothing. He was a fucking career criminal. He was overdosing on fentanyl. They gave him a gold fucking casket funeral, built statues of the guy, and they burnt down cities for 8 damn months. He was a nobody. Charlie Kirk died. Not one car has been burned. Not one store looted. Not one building burned. No. George Floyd was a nobody. And yet you all fucking cry, like, oh my god, take the knee for George Floyd. Oh my god, build statues. The same people who mourned a career criminal are like, oh, why are they mourning Charlie Kirk? He was a nobody. Your heroes and our heroes, a little bit different. You celebrate actual fucking criminals. But Sinclair demands Jimmy Kimmel issue apology and donation to Kirk family. I think I heard it was actually donation to Turning Point USA. Will air Charlie Kirk remembrance in his time slot. Sinclair Broadcast Group, one of the nation's largest owner of ABC affiliates, says Jimmy Kimmel's removal from ABC's schedule does not go far enough. The company announced it has aired already preempted Jimmy Kimmel Live and is calling on the host to issue an apology and a financial donation to the family of Charlie Kirk. In a statement posted by Sinclair Incorporated, the company opened with Sinclair says Kimmel's suspension is not enough. Calls on FCC and ABC to take additional action. Sinclair's ABC stations on air special in stations to air special in remembrance of Charlie Kirk during Jimmy Kimmel Live Friday time slot. Sinclair, the nation's largest ABC affiliate group, objects to recent where are we going? Recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the assassination of Charlie Kirk. As discussed with ABC earlier today, Sinclair decided to indefinitely preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live beginning tonight. Following these discussions, ABC suspended production of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Jimmy Kimmel's remarks were inappropriate and deeply insensitive at a critical moment for our country, said Vice Chairman Jason Smith. We believe broadcasters have a responsibility to educate and elevate a respectful, constructive dialogue in our communities. We appreciate FCC Chairman Carr's remarks today, and this incident highlights the critical need for the FCC to take immediate regulatory action to address control held over local broadcasters by big national networks. Sinclair, hang on, thinks he did nothing wrong. That's part of the problem. Yeah. Sinclair will not lift the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live and out on our stations until formal discussions are held with ABC regarding the network's commitment to professionalism and accountability. Sinclair also calls upon Mr. Kimmel to issue a direct apology, which he's not going to fucking mean it. He'll just throw in those little crocodile tears that he does every fucking episode of his show. He gets in front of the camera and he cries like a little bitch while whining about Donald Trump. So he's not going to mean it. And we know he's not going to mean it. They know he's not going to mean it. So it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I have my show back? No. Thereupon, direct apology to Kirk family. Furthermore, Sinclair asked Mr. Kimmel to make a meaningful, well, it's more of a personal donation. It's not going to be meaningful, for him at least, to the Kirk family and Turning Point USA. Regardless of ABC's plans for the future of the program, Sinclair intends not to return Jimmy Kimmel Live to our air until we are confident that appropriate steps have been taken to uphold the standards expected of a national broadcast platform. I mean, no one respects Sinclair. It literally doesn't matter if you agree or free speech. No, free speech allows you, prevents you from being arrested. Unlike the things that they're doing in like the UK, where someone makes a meme and posts it online and then suddenly the fucking police are showing up at your house. No, free speech is free speech. You can say whatever you want. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be consequences. Again, the left. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. So it's okay when you guys do it. It's different. Yeah, Alex Jones, same thing. So freedom of speech just prevents you from not being arrested. Now, once it steps into like threats or something on someone's life, then yeah, you might be arrested for it. But if you start saying stupid shit, you're fully entitled to say so. No one's arresting you. But don't be surprised if the investors and the higher ups in the company look at this and think, oh God, the ratings have been going down for years now, and this is just pushing it too far. Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry. Because remember, just like they said about Twitter, it's a private company. They can do what they want. And if you don't like it, then start your own company. Remember, right-wingers were getting banned, suspended for anyone who supported Trump, for reposting videos of him telling the people of January 6th to go home. They canceled anyone who dare say anything about their dear Saint Fentanyl Floyd. And then when right-wingers question it, they just say freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. Twitter's a private company, they can do what they want. But now all of a sudden, they want to pretend like they never said any of that. Again, it's different when they do it. But we just pretty much ran all that, or looked at this. Will Jimmy Kimmel issue an apology? Even if he does, it doesn't matter. He's a lying sack of shit. All it is with them is fucking crocodile tears. That's all it is. They don't mean it. They don't fucking mean it. Jimmy Kimmel has reportedly been highly resistant to issuing any kind of apology for his remarks. And yet these are the same people who, again, anyone who dares say anything about Saint Fentanyl Floyd, so you need to apologize. Otherwise, you're going to be considered a racist. and they pressured people to apologize. But now, oh, it's different when they do it. Kimmel made it clear he was unwilling to apologize for his remarks, according to insiders, and was going to direct the focus on President Trump's most fervent supporters. That's right. Just keep doing the very same thing that's losing you views, Jimmy. You fucking retard. Seriously, you like to consider yourself a smart guy, and yet all you've been doing for the last 10 years is bitching, complaining about this man right here. And has it helped? No. Just like Colbert, your ratings go down and down, and because everyone sides like, oh man, Jimmy Kimmel's on tonight. We're gonna start today. Start off with a little, about some things that have been going on, and President Trump is like, oh boy, he's talking about Trump again. This is what the 10th year in a row, and people are tired of it. Next Star Media Group also preempted Kimmel, saying it would no longer air the show for the foreseeable future. ABC then confirmed that Jimmy Kimmel Live would be preempted indefinitely across the network. Kimmel's original remarks, the backlash stemmed from Kimmel's September 15th monologue. He claimed falsely that Trump supporters were desperately trying to characterize the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. The dude was a lefty. His parents said he's been leaning to the left in more recent years. He was dating a fucking trans furry. Yeah, we know right-wingers and their love for trans furries. He didn't like Charlie Kirk. Everything they found pointed to him being a left-winger. Yet they don't want to acknowledge this. It's like the evidence is right there. It's like with the dude, the fucking dipshit, that piece of shit who shot up that Catholic school. It was a trans person, and they don't want to admit to it. It's like, oh, no, you're making assumptions. Even when it's right there in front of you. They're like, no. The guy had the person who shot Charlie Kirk had conservative MAGA parents. Okay, that doesn't mean the dude's 22 years old. He can make his own choices. He doesn't have to be MAGA like them. And his friends, his family have all said that this dude's been leaning further to the left in the recent year or so, saying that Charlie Kirk was full of hate. Yeah, Charlie Kirk's full of hate. That's totally how right-wingers talk. So they are doing everything they can to cover for this kid. And then they wonder why this dude's getting ripped a new one. Why the politicians and news outlets are getting ripped new ones right now. Because they're doing everything except acknowledging that the dude was one of them. That one of them carried out this fucking political assassination. And then they're trying to downplay his death and try to make you feel like, oh my God, we feel bad for the kid. He had conservative parents. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this then. He was a left-winger who had conservative parents. Well then, if you want to blame the parent, arrest them too. Okay? Arrest them too. If it'll make you feel any better, arrest them. Because apparently you think them being conservative somehow gave in to this dude's desire to kill Charlie Kirk. So arrest them too, because they're technically accomplices in murder. Yeah, but you won't. Because you know goddamn fucking well that this dude was one of you, and you're going into damage control and trying to gaslight everyone like, oh, he had a conservative family. He had a conservative family. But it's really trying to characterize the kid who chased Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of their own, one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. This, of course, is categorically false. The alleged killer of Charlie Kirk wrote supposed anti-fascist messages on his ammo casings and lived with a romantic partner, a biological man who was reportedly transitioning. And of course, we went through that tweet with what's his face, Brian Krassenstein, who was showing pictures of the roommate, the trans dude, uh, snowboarding. Like, yeah, like I said, it's like, yeah, because we know that, oh, this person can't be trans or anything because we know of trans people and their irrational fear of snow and snow activities. So yeah, you're totally right. This snowboarding individual just totally proves that they're not trans or something. Like the Krassenstein brothers are fucking retarded, so I don't even know what he was trying to prove at that point. But instead of actually sympathizing with the people who felt close to Charlie, they're they, with these people hype up criminals. Look at the Luigi, what's his face? They look at him like he's a fucking hero. George Floyd, they look at him like he was a fucking hero. Why do they support these kinds of people? And then when we call it out, somehow we're the bad guys. Why do you support criminals? And again, like I said, if you want to say that this kid's parents were MAGA and all that, good, arrest them then, because now they're accomplices to murder, because they apparently taught him everything he knows. And it's like, oh, it's because of their extremist MAGA views, so then arrest them. Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, you deserve it. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. It's a private company. They can do what they want, especially when it's a company where they want to make money and not keep losing it. Stephen Colbert lost company, what was it, like 40 million, like 400, was it 40 million, 400 million dollars a year? They're in business to make money, not lose it. And when you have a stupid shithead like him who goes out for 10 years, oh, so Donald Trump today was questioned by reporters, and oh, would you believe he doesn't seem very sad about Charlie Kirk? Let's take a look at that. Yeah, he's the president. Unlike you, little word that I really wish I could say, rhymes with maggots. Unlike you people, he's the president, and he can't sit there for a fucking month whining like a little bitch. If you want to have a good cry, Jimmy, guess what? You have that privilege. Because you go out there and you talk in front of a fucking camera for a little bit, and then you make millions of dollars doing it. The president, all over the world, traveling, meetings constantly, press tour, you name it. This guy doesn't have time to mourn. He's going to be at the funeral on, I think it's Sunday, but he doesn't have time to sit there and cry like a baby over the loss of Charlie. I'm sure he does, or at least thinks about it, when he actually gets a moment to sit the fuck down by himself. And just because he's not as emotionally open as you, Jimmy, Mr. I fucking go in front and TV, and every one of my monologues somehow has me tearing up like a little fucking bitch, doesn't mean he's not being affected by it. Seriously, Jimmy, grow the fuck up. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.